What's up, everybody? This video here today is going to be of the install of my 14-inch Delkevic oval exhaust. I had an issue with the beginning of the video when I went to edit it as far as the unboxing. So there won't be any unboxing. I'll just go over when you get the Delkevic, you get your mid pipe. You get a clamp for the front of the mid pipe, a clamp for the mid pipe where it meets your muffler, and you get a loop, stainless steel loop, which you'll see in the video, with a rubber strap insert to hang the exhaust. And you get a baffle for the inside of the muffler. It's not a quiet core, it's just a baffle. So, and this muffler was $219. Free shipping. So that being said, I'm going to jump right into the video here and get it going. So check it out, see what you think. So we have one up here. This one has no collar, just a rubber washer or plastic washer. So what's the last thing? Is it a So this panel, once it's all loose, you slide it back, pull it out. Got a little hook right there, you have to slide it back. Okay. So it looks like we have a couple 12 millimeters in there, but I may have to remove this heat shield first to get to those. Then we got a Allen head up there, 6 millimeter. I've got that loose. So, see if I can get that heat shield off. Get a 12 millimeter somewhere, if that indeed is what it is. Screwdriver does not fit in there very well. What's up? What's the jive? This one ain't better? Not really. Can't get to that one, so I guess we're going to rely on putting the wrench out here. Well, they're not lock nuts, so they actually come off fairly easy. Okay. You son. Now I will do the same thing as I did with the battery. I will get a scale and weigh this stuff. And see what difference we have. Okay. Got her off. I'm gonna go get a scale and get this weighed up. Okay, I weighed everything up. This bad boy right here, clamp and all, this thing is heavy, 14.8 pounds. Now, that's on my little cheap scale. 14.8 pounds, and man, can you feel it when you get it off. Wow. Okay, and the Delkevic. Now I weighed it with everything. The little rubber strap, the metal strap, got the clamp on here, and I had the other clamp. The other clamp. This weighs 6.2 pounds. So, the weight savings, you're dropping 8.6 pounds. So between my battery that I put in and this, my weight loss on the top end of the bike up here is 13.4 pounds. That's pretty good. I mean, granted, this is $220 without ship. I mean, there's no shipping on it, free shipping. So $220, $89 in the battery. So you're just a skosh over $300 for 13.4 pounds. But I guarantee you will feel that difference, the 13.4 pounds. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing fitted up on here. Now they give you that silicone to put on. I never use that because the reason being is a lot of times, even though I hate that big fat heavy muffler, there are times where I want to be quiet and stealthy, certain areas that I ride, if you know what I'm saying, and I will use that muffler. Come on. So we gotta get this on here. One thing about Delkevic, they really don't give you much for instructions. You're kind of on your own figuring everything out. It's really the only downfall of their product. Make sure that's on the whole way. Now you see how far that is sticking out. You can get a 9-inch stubby, but for me, I do like the 9-inch stubby look, but they are a lot louder. So I'm going to try to live with this and kind of see how I feel about things here. Now I don't want to get too close to the bike right in there because that could be rattling. So let me get this. They put a protective coating on the outside of this. I mean, it's one thing about a Delkevic, being they are basically budget friendly, but you see that budget friendliness in this type of deal. If you bought an FMF, it would be made specifically for this bike and have a welded on tab to mount on and everything. With the Delkevic, I mean, you don't get that. You have to fit this little rubber condom up over the just like this. I mean, they don't have it stuck on here for you. You got to take time to put it on. running the KLX with the baffle in it is actually pretty nice. I mean, it's real quiet. Doesn't annoy you when you're going down the road. It's not too loud. But like I said, this one has a different style baffle in it, so I'm curious to see if it's still going to be as quiet as the 300. This is a time-consuming little bitch here. Kind of snaps around and goes in a little channel there. Now, I mean, this has, see how it's bent? The KLX was that way too, but when it's all said and done, you put it on and they basically bend together. So I'm guessing this goes here on this one. And there were no bolts supplied, so this is the factory bolt. I don't think there were any bolts supplied, but I'm going to put a washer on that because I have some here. My nut. Now the thing with the Delkevic is you got to play with them. Like this is mounted up now and it's tilted like this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the head pipe tightened up here, I think. At least snug. Now I definitely have to, it's hard to spin the pipe once you get that rubber clamped on there. So it was like my KLX 300. It takes some time to get everything squared away here. Doesn't look too bad there. See what happens here when I tighten it up. I mean, the dang thing's stainless steel. I mean, it looks awesome, but it definitely doesn't have the look of an FMF. Like I said, the other one does, but it did weigh a pound more. You know, I'm wondering if I should, I almost think that I might have this on backwards. I may swing that around and see Well, no, that can't go in any farther, I don't believe, because it would probably hit the tire. So I may want to, the one thing I'm seeing is the pipe is kind of coming from the front of the bike on an angle to the back of the bike. I'm just trying to be real cautious because this pipe right now is very close to a bolt on the frame there. Very close. Well, let me see. Okay, we have lots of clearance. Lots of clearance. I mean, the clamps are like top quality. But like I said, when you get an FMF, I don't know what the FMF is like for these, but it would probably be mid-pipe onto this, all one, clamp, you know, already on the muffler. That's what you pay for when you get the FMF. Okay. See how this sounds. I'm going to tell you right now, that is very loud. That is much louder than the exhaust on the KLX 300. That almost sounds like the KLX without the quiet core. So I'm wondering if that's just considered a baffle, but I can get the quiet core. If I can, I'm going to maybe take the quiet core out of the KLX 300. See if it goes in this and makes any difference and kind of see what that sounds like. Okay, so I went over to the KLX 300. This is the Delkevic quiet core that is in the 300. This is the baffle, the top one is what came in the KLR. So, and both of these came with the KLX muffler. So apparently now they're not giving you the quiet core for free. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into 650, see how it sounds. Now I'll probably just have to switch these back and forth depending on what bike I'm riding, because man, is that loud. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in now. fit in. Almost. I think that'll do it. Okay. Let's give that a fire. Okay, that's a little more of what I was hoping for. So, I'm going to run the quiet core in this bike. I'll have to order another quiet core from Delkevic so I have them in both bikes. But I'm going to go ahead and put that baffle in the KLX. And if I want it to be more quiet, I have to swap them out until I get one here from Delkevic. So there you go. Good bit of weight savings with that. And the battery, it may not be your cup of tea on this one here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get the side panel off here before I leave everybody so you can have a look at what the side panel looks like on there. There's an ear back here that has to go under the rear fender. Then you got to get, it's kind of screwy, get this top hook thing and slide it all forward. Got your two with the collars. Man, that plate without the silencer, that reminds me of the HMF I used to have on my Z400 Sport Quad. Holy freak. That is loud. I'm all about losing the weight, but I don't want it rattling my eardrums with my helmet on. It's much better with the quiet core in. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm not a big fan, like I said, of how far this sticks out. And I believe the one that was the FMF style of pipe that weighed like a pound more, it probably would have been a little bit shorter. It wouldn't have had this long snout on it. I think it was an inch or two shorter. I mean, I'm not hating it, but I just, my DRZ 400 has a long pipe like that also, and it drives me crazy. I wish it was back a little farther, but you can actually see through the wheel now. Normally you had that big canister coming down on the factory one, so you can kind of see through there now. There she is in all of her glory. Wow, I just took the big pig for a ride after putting the Delkevic on. You like my stylish helmet here? Check this out. Boom. no goggles, sun's in your eyes, you just go like that. Pretty sweet, huh? AFX FX50. But anyhow, I want to get sidetracked. We just put the Delkevic on the KLR 650. Of all the bikes, I've piped a lot of bikes without jetting, without programmers. That is the biggest difference in performance that I've ever had. I took it straight up in the woods here behind the house where I had already had it on the previous first ride video, and wow, what a difference. I mean, you crack the throttle now, the rear end lets loose, you can actually, there's some little dips in this road, now you come to them, you crack the throttle, you can get the front wheel up and go over them. It is freaking awesome. I can't believe it. So I'm going to tell you right now, any pipe is going to benefit you, but if you can swing the 220 bucks for the Delkevic, I'm telling you what, it's a no-brainer for me. I mean, I can't believe the performance difference on that 650. It was just so much more fun to ride when I took it up in here for the 10 minutes I had it up in here. It gives it better power through all the range, and even though this thing will lug anywhere, it even gives it better lugability. I mean, it's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. There it is again. Man, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the shiny chrome here and everything with the rest of the bike being blacked out, but I definitely give it a thumbs up. Freaking awesome. Like, share, subscribe. Get on your bike, get outside.